A few months after its official signing, the issue of the Continental Free Trade Area is back. These African ministers of finance are here to map out ways of implementing what is to be the biggest single African market the world has ever seen. Ethiopia's Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed told the ministers here it is time to commit for a cause that delivers for the people of Africa.
The Continental Free Trade Agreement should be shaped and implemented so as to enable Africa to create opportunities for its citizenry, to spur our industrialization agenda, to ensure inclusive development for all Africans, and in particular women and the youth. Together we will grow. Together we will give our young people a stake in the future of our continent.
This four-day event aims to advance the ambitious initiative to form a regional common market which could boost intra-Africa trade from its current level of 16% to 52% by 2022. The United Nations Economic Commission for Africa believes that is possible through economic Pan-Africanism.
Africa is growing again, but we are not growing as fast as we grew before. We are not growing at 6%, and we are not growing at numbers that rival Ethiopia's growth at 8.8%. We need to do better as a continent if we are going to provide jobs for our youth. And this new economic Pan-Africanism is really about ensuring that we can create the kinds of jobs that ensure that the youth can be employed. It is not necessarily only jobs in the manufacturing sector. We know that the service sector is also growing and growing very fast on the continent. The CFTA is also a lot about the service sector and how the service sector will provide the jobs that are needed for the youth.
The African Union sees the Continental Free Trade Area more than a success in the area of trade. It believes the CFTA can unite the fragmented African states into one.
As the rest of the world appears to get more fractured, we must advance our integration agenda and advance from 55 fragmented economies into a larger market with the prospect of a combined GDP of over $3 million annually. And if you look at the forecast from intra-African trade simulations, CFTA will increase the consumer spending to 1.4 trillion by 2020, and similarly increase intra-African trade by as much as 35 billion per year.
For both the AU and the UNECA, the most important and urgent action is to create the fiscal space to foster public and private investment while ensuring economic diversification with a view to creating jobs. And the Continental Free Trade Area Agreement is needed to focus on realizing that an average African is benefited out of it. Girum, Chala, CGTN, Addis Ababa, Ethiopia.